Did you know that 75% of people fear public speaking more than death? It's true. In fact, studies show that most people would rather face a life-threatening situation than speak in front of a crowd. Yet, speaking well can change your life. It can open doors, influence decisions, and help you build lasting connections. But here's the kicker: the best speakers don't always follow the traditional advice we hear about. In fact, some of the most impactful speakers, including Simon Sinek, use strategies that might surprise you. In this video, you'll learn how to use purpose as your secret weapon, why saying less can actually make you more powerful, and how embracing vulnerability can make you unforgettable. We'll dig into techniques that most speakers overlook but are game changers in making you stand out. Want to know how to captivate any audience without the typical tricks? Keep watching as we break down Simon Sinek's unconventional advice that will leave you speechless, and your audience begging for more. Chapter 1: The Power of Why, Your Secret Weapon. Do you ever wonder why some speakers captivate audiences while others seem to fall flat? Simon Sinek has the answer. The secret is understanding why you speak. It's not just about delivering a message, it's about sharing a purpose. When you connect with your why, your audience can feel it. This is the difference between a speech that's forgettable and one that sticks with people long after you're done talking. Sinek's famous TED Talk, Start With Why, shows that the most inspiring leaders, including Martin Luther King Jr. and Steve Jobs, didn't just share what they did, they shared why they did it. Research backs this up, too. According to Harvard Business Review, people are 50% more likely to remember a speech when it's rooted in purpose. Ask yourself, why do I speak? What change do I want to create? Understanding this can elevate your presence and authenticity. When you're clear about your mission, your audience can feel your energy, making your message stick. This also allows you to deliver speeches that resonate with both your heart and your listeners. Simon says, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. It's the same with speaking. Speak with purpose, and your words will echo far beyond the room. Chapter 2: Saying Less, Impacting More, Mastering the Art of Silence. You've probably heard the saying, less is more. But when it comes to speaking, this couldn't be more true. One of Simon Sinek's most powerful techniques is embracing the silence. Instead of overloading your audience with information, leave space for them to process. In fact, pauses can be more impactful than words. Research by the University of Texas shows that pauses can increase retention by 30%. The best speakers know how to use silence to their advantage. They pause to create suspense, to let ideas sink in, and to give their words more weight. Think of great public speakers like Steve Jobs. His presentations were known for their minimalism, simple slides and powerful silences. The key takeaway is not to be afraid of quiet moments. A 3-second pause after a key point can make your audience feel the weight of your message. Sinek often says that the best ideas don't come from endless talking, they come from reflection and conversation. So next time you speak, don't be afraid of a pause. Let your audience catch up with your words. Chapter 3: Vulnerability Over Perfection, The Realness Factor. Vulnerability is often seen as a weakness, but Simon Sinek flips this idea on its head. He believes that vulnerability in public speaking is actually one of the most powerful tools you can use. When you share your struggles, fears, or mistakes, you connect with your audience in a deeper way. According to a study by Brené Brown, vulnerability creates trust, and trust makes people more open to listening. Think about it. When you hear someone speak from the heart, you're more likely to trust them and believe in their message. Perfection, on the other hand, creates distance. If you come off as flawless, your audience might feel disconnected or intimidated. Being real with your audience makes you more human. People resonate with realness because it's relatable. As Sinek says, leaders who are willing to be vulnerable are more trusted. This vulnerability fosters a bond that makes your message more impactful. So, next time you speak, embrace your imperfections. It will make you unforgettable. Don't forget to subscribe for more game-changing tips on public speaking and leadership. Chapter 4: Storytelling Secrets. From ordinary to extraordinary, everyone loves a good story. But how can you turn a simple story into something extraordinary? Simon Sinek teaches that storytelling is a key component of great speaking. But not just any story, stories that connect emotions to ideas. Sinek's work with organizations has shown that the most successful leaders are those who can make their messages personal and relatable. Great stories stir emotions, build relationships, and make the audience feel something deeply. It's not about telling any story, it's about telling the right story. Stories should make the listener see, feel, and experience what you're talking about. For example, when Sinek talks about the power of why, he uses the story of the Wright brothers. While others had more resources, they had a purpose that led them to success. Storytelling isn't just about sharing events, it's about sharing feelings, struggles, and triumphs. A study by Stanford shows that stories are 22 times more memorable than facts alone. So next time you speak, remember, your story is your superpower. Chapter 5, Energy, the invisible force that makes you unforgettable. Energy can't be seen, but it's felt. And when it comes to speaking, your energy is what keeps people engaged. Simon Sinek talks a lot about leadership energy and how it's the secret sauce for great communication. If your energy is low, your message will fall flat. But when your energy is high, it's contagious. Research shows that people subconsciously mirror the energy of the speaker. When you project confidence, passion, and enthusiasm, your audience will mirror that energy, making them more engaged. Great speakers like Tony Robbins know how to tap into their energy. They don't just speak, they electrify the room. According to a study by the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, positive energy in a speaker leads to better audience connection and greater influence. Sinek often reminds us that energy isn't something you fake. It's about connecting with your why and letting that energy flow. So next time you're on stage, ask yourself, what's the energy I want to project? Harness it, and you'll capture your audience's attention. Chapter 6, Connecting through the unknown, turning uncertainty into power. Uncertainty can be scary, but Simon Sinek shows us that it can also be an advantage. Most people try to avoid uncertainty, but great speakers embrace it. When you're uncertain, you're relatable. Audiences connect with speakers who don't have all the answers. It makes them feel like they're part of the journey. Sinek believes that embracing uncertainty can actually give you more freedom on stage. It allows you to speak more authentically and less scripted. According to a study by Harvard, uncertainty sparks curiosity, and curiosity keeps people engaged. When you admit that you don't have all the answers, you invite your audience to think with you. They're not just passive listeners, they become active participants in your message. Great speakers like Sinek don't present themselves as all-knowing experts, they present themselves as explorers on a journey. This approach invites your audience to follow along, share in your discoveries, and be part of the process. So next time you speak, embrace the unknown. It might just be your most powerful tool. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on more powerful strategies to become a better speaker and leader.